Tasmania, a place where nature feels bigger, wilder, and closer than almost anywhere else in Australia. Separated from the mainland by the Bass Strait, this island has evolved into a world of its own, shaped by powerful oceans, ancient forests, glacial mountains, and some of the cleanest air on the planet. Nearly half of Tasmania is protected as National Park or World Heritage Wilderness, creating landscapes that feel raw, remote, and beautifully untouched. From dramatic coastal cliffs and white sand bays to misty rainforests and alpine peaks, the diversity here is extraordinary for such a compact island. In this video, you will be taken to some of the very best natural experiences Tasmania has to offer. Places that capture the essence of this remarkable island and show why it's a true paradise for nature lovers. Perched above Tasmania's wild southwest, Donaghys Hill Lookout offers one of the most breathtaking short walks on the island. Just 20 minutes from the roadside, the trail climbs gently to a viewing platform overlooking the vast Franklin River Valley and endless waves of forested mountains. This region is often wrapped in mist for much of the year, adding to its remote and mysterious character. But on the day we filmed, the skies cleared, revealing a rare, crystal-clear panorama stretching deep into Tasmania's untamed wilderness. It's worth a short visit if you're driving between Hobart and the west coast. The walk from the parking lot is about 20 minutes one way. Hidden deep within Tasmania's rugged west coast rainforest, Montezuma Falls is the tallest waterfall in the state and one of its most impressive natural sights. The journey begins along an old railway track, a gentle and atmospheric walk through dense forest once shaped by Tasmania's mining history. Gradually, the sound of rushing water grows louder, echoing through the trees. Then suddenly, the forest opens and Montezuma Falls reveals itself. Water plunges more than 100 metres down a sheer rock face, crashing into the rocks below in a constant white curtain. A suspension bridge spans the creek at the base, offering a front row view of the falls and a thrilling perspective of the power of nature. Surrounded by ancient rainforest, mist rising from the cascade, this is a place that feels raw, remote, and unmistakably Tasmanian. Just north of Strahan, on Tasmania's wild west coast, the Henty Dunes rise unexpectedly from the surrounding forest, a vast landscape of wind-shaped sand rolling toward the Southern Ocean. Climbing the dunes is harder than it looks. Each step sinks into the soft sand and the slope feels almost vertical at times. But reaching the top is worth every effort. From above, waves of pale sand stretch in every direction, framed by dark green bushland and distant coastal skies. Unlike the lush rainforests and waterfalls of Western Tasmania, Henty Dunes feels open, exposed, and constantly shifting. The wind redraws the landscape every day, smoothing footprints and carving new ridges into the sand. Whether you walk, slide, or simply stand and take in the silence, this is a place that captures the raw, untamed character of Tasmania's west coast. Cradle Mountain is one of Tasmania's most iconic landscapes. A place where jagged peaks rise sharply above glacial lakes and windswept alpine heath. Walking here feels like stepping into a living postcard. The trails wind through button grass plains, ancient rainforest, and open highland terrain, with Cradle Mountain's dramatic silhouette constantly shifting as you move around Dove Lake. Every turn offers a new perspective. Reflections dancing on the water, rugged cliffs catching the light, and distant ridgelines fading into the horizon. The Dove Lake Circuit is one of the most accessible walks in the park, an easy but unforgettable loop that brings you right to the base of the mountain. Along the way, you might spot wombats grazing in the grass or hear the wind sweeping across the plateau. And yes, if you're feeling brave, you can even swim in Dove Lake. The water is crystal clear, straight from the alpine wilderness, and incredibly cold. Even on a warm day, it's a shock to the system. But that icy plunge only adds to the sense of being completely immersed in Tasmania's raw, untamed nature. Cradle Mountain isn't just a hike, it's an experience that stays with you long after you leave. Just minutes from the city centre of Launceston, Cataract Gorge Reserve feels like a hidden natural escape carved straight through the landscape. Steep cliffs rise dramatically above the South Esk River, creating a striking contrast between rugged rock walls and calm, reflective water. Walking trails wind along the gorge, offering sweeping views from above and peaceful riverside paths below. There's even a suspension bridge that lets you experience the scale of the cliffs up close. What makes Cataract Gorge unique is how nature and leisure blend together. Open lawns, a swimming pool and shaded picnic areas sit alongside wild bushland. And if you look closely, you might spot one of the reserve's most colourful residents, peacocks roaming freely, their bright feathers standing out against the greenery. It's a place where wilderness meets city life, offering a surprisingly dramatic landscape just steps from Launceston streets. Along Tasmania's northeast coast, the Bay of Fires is a place of striking colour and contrast. Bright orange lichen stains the granite boulders, glowing against white sandy beaches and the deep blue of the Tasman Sea. The coastline feels both wild and peaceful. Waves rolling in, seabirds circling overhead, and endless stretches of untouched shore. Walking across the rocks, you can feel the raw energy of the ocean meeting ancient stone. It's a landscape that feels vivid, elemental, and uniquely Tasmanian. Just south of the Bay of Fires, the coastline changes character completely. Here, at Shell Beach, the shore isn't made of sand, but of thousands upon thousands of seashells. Every step crunches softly underfoot as layers of white cream and pale grey shells stretch along the water's edge. Some are whole, others worn smooth by the ocean. Each one shaped by time and tide, the sea rolls in gently, turquoise against the bright shoreline, while distant hills frame the horizon. It feels quieter here, less dramatic than the orange rocks of the Bay of Fires, but just as memorable. Shell Beach is a reminder of how diverse Tasmania's coastline can be, changing from granite and fire-coloured stone to something delicate, detailed, and completely unexpected. Wineglass Bay is one of Tasmania's most iconic coastal landscapes. A perfect crescent of white sand wrapped around calm turquoise water. From the lookout above, the view is breathtaking. The bay curves gracefully between granite headlands, framed by the rugged peaks of the Hazards mountain range. On cloudy days, low mist can drift across the ridges, adding a dramatic and almost mysterious atmosphere. The contrast between dark hills, pale sand, and luminous water makes the scene feel almost unreal, like a painting brought to life. But the real magic begins when you make your way down to the beach. The descent through bushland builds anticipation, and then suddenly the forest opens onto soft white sand. Standing at the shoreline, the scale of the place becomes clear. The water is remarkably clear, gently lapping against the untouched beach. Even when other visitors are scattered along the shore, Wineglass Bay still feels vast and peaceful. There's space to sit, to walk, or simply to take it all in. The mountains rise steeply behind you, the ocean stretches endlessly ahead, and for a moment, time seems to slow down. Wineglass Bay isn't just a viewpoint, it's an experience from every angle, above and below. Tucked away in Freycinet National Park on Tasmania's east coast, Honeymoon Bay is a small sheltered cove that feels almost hidden from the world. Unlike the sweeping curve of nearby Wineglass Bay, this is a more intimate landscape, calm, clear water gently lapping against smooth granite rocks and pale sand. The Hazards Mountains rise in the background, adding a dramatic contrast to the peaceful shoreline. It's the kind of place where you can sit quietly, listen to the water, and simply enjoy the stillness. Honeymoon Bay may be small, but its beauty is unmistakably Tasmanian, wild, pristine, and effortlessly serene. Between Hobart and Port Arthur, Remarkable Cave is one of Tasmania's most striking coastal formations. Carved by the relentless force of the Southern Ocean, this sea cave forms a dramatic tunnel through towering sandstone cliffs. From above, it looks almost sculpted, a vast arch framing the water below. Waves surge in and out through the narrow opening, echoing against the rock walls and revealing the raw power that shaped it over thousands of years. It's wild, exposed, and perfectly named. Truly remarkable. These places are just a glimpse of what Tasmania has to offer. Beyond the mountains, beaches, waterfalls, and forests you've seen here, there are countless hidden trails, remote coastlines, and quiet corners still waiting to be explored. That's the magic of Tasmania. No matter how much you see, it always feels like there's more. If you're drawn to wild landscapes, fresh air, and the feeling of standing somewhere truly untouched, Tasmania delivers again and again. And this was only a small selection of the natural beauty this island holds.